How do you validate a product before you build it? Obviously, you want to validate it. You don't want to spend multiple quarters building it and then find out it's not what users want. So you want to validate it. Question is, how do you do it? Because people throw around this word. Have you validated it, right? And these are some do's and don'ts regarding validation. First, we'll start with the don'ts, the mistakes people commonly make, including me earlier. Don't just discuss needs like, do you want to get oils for relaxation or healing? Imagine you're setting up a e-commerce site for oils. Now you can buy any kind of aromatic oil either for relaxation or to heal your body. Don't ask people what's your need. Discuss a specific product with a specific UX. Because otherwise what will happen is you'll build the product and they did have the need, but the specific way in which you are addressing the need doesn't work. So here's an example of a prototype I built in Mockflow, which is a very good tool for making these kind of very quick prototypes. So this is how the website looks. How do you want to enhance your life today? Oils for pleasure, oils for healing. If you click oils for healing, it asks you what problems you have. If you have headache or tiredness or poor sleep, you click one, you get the appropriate oils. If you click oils for pleasure, oops, it will suggest, so it has categories and it suggests one from each category. Fruity, woody, and earthy are the three categories. Obviously, I made it up. I'm not a perfume expert. So if you are, don't laugh at this. Among fruity oils, we are presenting one option, eucalyptus. We don't want to intimidate the user by throwing dozens of options at him. Among woody oils, we have picked one, tea tree. Among earthy oils, we have picked one, and the others are here. If you want to see all the options, or if you want to see all the options in one category, you can click this. But the idea is to present three prominent options. This is a concrete prototype that can be shown to users. Not, do you want to buy aromatic oils? What kind of oils do you want to buy? Don't do that. I'm not saying don't do that, but it's not enough to do that. That can be the very first step. But eventually, before you start coding, you need to validate a product and a UX. So it's like this. You start with user needs, and then you specify a product that solves them, then a particular UX, then engineering. You can't jump this phase and go straight to this. You need to validate a specific UX. Otherwise, what will happen? You will build it, it won't work exactly, and you'll have to iterate with the UX, which is 10 times slower than iterating at the prototype level if you iterate with real code. Or you may even get the product wrong because this discussion can be very vague. So don't just discuss needs, discuss a specific UX, not do you want transportation to your office, but do you want to buy this particular car, let's say i20, right? Asking do you want this car is different from saying do you want to travel to your office in comfort? Present a particular concrete option to people. Don't describe it in words. Don't say, there'll be an app, it'll have this feature, it'll let you do this, it'll let you do that. Because words are very vague. Everyone imagines something different. It's almost like the blind man and the elephant. If you say, hey, do you want a sporty car? I'll say, sure. But then my idea of a sporty car may be different from yours. So don't use words. I have been in projects where a quarter or 2 quarters into the project, some stakeholders were using the same words, but they had something completely different in mind. It's almost like one person wanted a boat and another person wanted a car. And both people used words like travel and comfort or fuel efficient. Both can be fuel efficient or easy to maintain, right? So you can use these words. You may think both of us are talking about the same thing. We are talking about a fuel efficient, easy to maintain vehicle, but it may be completely different in different people's imagination. So don't use words. Words are useless. Don't give them a PDF or a Google Doc or a PRD with like goals and non-goals. No one will read 3.4 clause B, like, terms and conditions. It's like this. Okay, this is in Kannada, I guess, but whatever it may be. No one is going to read and understand this. At least nowadays it has been rewritten to be short. Oh, it's not shorter. It links to many more. So anyway, no one is going to read this and say, aha, 5.2 says that, something. So don't give them a PDF. People won't read it. Even if they do, they'll imagine something. They won't be that detail oriented. I've had conversations where someone thought something is not a feature of the product, and later on, the person who wrote the PRD said, of course, it's in 4.2. But if you're saying that, you already lost the game. Don't show them a slideshow in PowerPoint or whatever app. Don't click through a prototype while they watch. Sometimes I've seen people, they'll take a mobile phone and they'll stand next to the user and they'll click through and tap and swipe and drag and do all these things while the user is watching. Or they'll do it on a video call where someone has joined and you are clicking through. No, people need to play with it themselves to understand. That's why we get a test drive before buying a car and we drive it. We don't sit on the side when the guy drives it, right? So don't click through the prototype for the user. Let the user click. Because I have had situations where I did this and I told them, is this clear and understandable and intuitive? They said, yes, yes, yes. But later on, when I gave them the app, they couldn't even get past the first screen, right? So users doing it is completely different from you doing it for them. And don't show a prototype on the desktop if it's a mobile app or vice versa, because then they have to imagine how it will translate to mobile. And all of this is about making it concrete so that the user doesn't have to imagine. So what should you do if these are all the don'ts? What should you do? One is build an interactive prototype. I'll just use numbers here. That'll be easier. Build an interactive prototype, not words, not a PRD or a slideshow. Let them use it on the right device. So this is how you validate a product before building it. If you'd like me to work with your company on this, there's a link in the description. And if you find this useful and would like to be notified when I post more videos, please subscribe. Thank you.